Hi guys, so I'm Vít and this is Sony 70-350 OSS lens. Let's talk about the pros and cons, and between that I'll show you some samples. Pros. First, good focal length. Second, it's fairly sharp for what it is. For its dimensions, it's quite light lens. So it's third or fourth. Third. And that's it. So, and the cons, okay. Aperture. Well, first I thought it's okay. I think I'm gonna use it like more for videos and photos, but in the quarantine it's more for photos out of the windows. And honestly, for window it has hard time to focus precisely, but when you drop the glass, well, I mean the window glass, it does focus quite accurately. There are some exceptions, of course, because what I shoot out of window is birds and they are small, and even though I have the focusing point precisely on the bird, it's quite often a little bit off, but it can be also that it's quite close, so the depth of field of that is shallow. And also, yes, con is it's not for shooting small animals and fast speed animals, because you need to use quite fast shutter speed and your ISO is going to up quite a lot. That's like the price you have to pay for a cheaper lens with this aperture of 4.5-6.3. So after this, after some weeks of experimenting with this lens, I've come to conclusion that it would be maybe better to buy older Canon F4 72-200 and use an adapter, or maybe used F2.8 72-200 from Canon, or buy Sony F4. That is probably a little bit more expensive than this one. At 200 you would have F4 instead of I don't know, 5.6 or more. Another point is I would probably, for birds or small animals for longer distances, because I've shot birds from like 5 meters, and in nature you probably will shoot like from 20 or 30 and more, and even the 350 isn't zoomed enough. 350 is okay for shooting humans or big animals or architecture marbles like statues. That's okay, but small birds, nope. You would be probably better off with like 400-600 or this kind of longer focal lengths. The optical stabilization helps a lot. I have 6500, and with combination with this lens, when you hold it with both hands or on a rig, you'll have really steady image. Another pro is you can add macro rings and go with the focusing distance closer, and on a 350 you can do like 1.5 meters, and on 70 millimeters you go like, well, pretty close, as you can see in this video with coffee. And that's pleasant. So maybe when you thinking of buying this lens for paid work, maybe not buy this, first rent it, and also with this rent the more expensive lens for full frame with better aperture, or look on the Tamron's versions that are less expensive than the Sony's one. You'll see, and then decide. First rent and then decide. Well, the reviews I saw before I bought this said it's very sharp and almost perfect, but almost no one said that the aperture isn't as like forgiving when you shoot like fast moving things. So I maybe didn't mention I never had like longer focal lengths. I shot videos with shorter focal lengths. Longest was my 100th. I had 18-105, the Sony F4 lens. I got rid of it because I was more and more irritated by its optical flaws. It wasn't sharp and no, stopped using it. I'm redirecting my lenses like to have some wide angle, then the basic, and then the telephoto, just 3 lenses, that's all. So right now I still using 18-35 and then 70-350. But there's a gap. I have to fail, so I'll probably switch from 18-35 to 17-70 2.8. And probably when I make more money, I'll buy 70-200 or longer from Tamron or Sony or Sigma, I don't know yet. Undecided. This is like supplemental until that time. It's doing alright, but it has cons that I didn't see when I researching for it before buying. I thought that was important to say it. Up to you to decide if this opinion is useful for you.